Don't get caught in these money traps. Today I am sharing 10 money habits that can keep you poor. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm Lena. I make money at home videos. I share what has helped us reach our financial goals while still living a full life. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and ringing that little notification bell. Coming in at number 1 is confusing wants with needs. This can be harder than you would think to distinguish. I really want a new purse and I really want it in a dark green maybe. Also, Portland Leather has this like burgundy berry color that is so fun, but I do not need this item. I already have a functional purse. So if I have enough blow money to pay for that item, sure. So I try to evaluate every single purchase to see if I really actually need it. Would life go on without it? Could we still eat and stay warm without it? Before buying something that I think would be nice. We are already so blessed with the amount of things and opportunities that we have. I want to appreciate that, and that can help me avoid those things that I don't actually need and they're just wants. Yes, that coat is absolutely beautiful, but I have a functional warm coat at home that I can use instead. And the number 2 habit that can keep you poor is not having a cap on impulse spending. Impulse spending is where we can get in the most amount of trouble and thoughtlessly spend the most amount of money. So the way that we manage that over here is we each have blow money. My husband and I each get blow money every month, and we can spend that on whatever we would like, however we like, to our heart's content until it's gone. And I do think having that discretionary money is super important for your quality of life. But I think it's super important to have a cap on that because there are no end of fun things to buy. And I would definitely buy all of them if I didn't have a cap on that impulse spending. Have a cap on your impulse spending, things that aren't necessities like food and housing and toiletries, so that you don't overspend in that area because that can get out of control fast. What money habit do you see most that is keeping people poor? Coming in at number 3 is buying lunch. So if you go to work and at lunchtime you end up going out to eat every single day or going and grabbing something, this really adds up. Even if you make fancy food at home and you bring it to work, it's pretty much always guaranteed to be less expensive than buying lunch every day. And this really adds up. If you're spending $10, $15 every single work day, before you know it, you spend a lot of money. That can end up being $75 a week or about $300 a month. What could you do with $300 extra a month? What fun trip could you save for? Or that car you've been wanting? Try to think about it in that way, not like you're depriving yourself by bringing your own lunch. Also, don't forget about those health benefits because food cooked at home is often much less processed and it can be better for you in general. So you could experience better health in your tummy and in your wallet. Next up is discounting small changes. If you make one small change, it doesn't seem significant. It's those small changes adding up over time, and the more small changes you make, the better. So say you start packing your lunch. So now you're saving $10 a day, and then you negotiate your phone bill down like we just did. So then you're saving $30 a month there. Then you look at your credit card bill and you realize that you are paying for a magazine that you never read, and you save $10 a month there. So all of these things add up. Yes, $5 here or $5 there doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you can consistently save that $5, $10 in lots of different categories, in lots of different ways, these small changes add up before you know it, and then you have something to work with. You have more wiggle room in your budget that you were needing. Next habit that could be keeping you poor is keeping your money where you can see it and spend it. Maybe for you, the cash in your wallet just burns a hole in there. You just need to spend it because it's in there. Don't keep cash in your wallet. For us, we often keep extra money accounted for on our whiteboard, on our fridge. And that's a dangerous place for it to be if it's not allocated somewhere. So we try to get it off the board as fast as possible. Also, like in our checking account, we want to get any extra money out of there to the place that it needs to go, to the investment account, to the savings account, wherever we're going with that money. We want that to happen as fast as possible. Because when you see, that extra $50, $100 on the board and you're like, ooh, we could go out to dinner tonight. And then before you know it, you've gone out to dinner. And not that I think going out to dinner is bad or something, if you've planned for that. But if that wasn't the plan and you were planning to invest or save that money, now it's just gone. So watch out for that loose money just hanging out before it goes to its final destination, especially if you have a variable income like us. We have 5 different income sources, so money can feel a little random, and we're like, oh look, we have some extra money, we should just spend it on this fun thing. So our goal is to try to get that money away from the board as fast as possible, into that savings account, into that investment account, so we can avoid temptation and reach our financial goals sooner. Next habit that can be keeping you poor is not accounting for all business expenses. This one really breaks my heart, especially when I see moms start some sort of small business because they need some side income, but they don't account for the expenses that it's taking to run the business, and then they come out net negative or maybe positive like $100, and then they're like, oh wait a minute, that wasn't really worth my time. So any business venture that you are considering, be sure to count the costs and consider the expenses that it takes to keep up with that, or buy the materials, or whatever it is. Watch out for those expenses and make sure that this is actually worth your time and energy. Write down those specific expenses and see how that's going. Of course, sometimes when you are starting a small business, it's hard to be net positive at the beginning, but do your best to try to keep expenses as low as possible. Just because it's a tax write-off as a business expense doesn't mean you don't have to pay for it. Next habit that could be keeping you poor is not canceling those subscriptions that you don't use. So this is a totally pain-free lifestyle, not affecting way to save money, and that is to look at your subscription or services that you're doing and seeing, are they adding that value to your life? Is it worth it? Or could you cancel it? So we just canceled our Amazon membership again. I think I've watched all the Prime videos that I want to watch. We may get a different subscription service or not. And also be looking at the other things you subscribe to, like your internet. Can you change your internet and save money? And it would work just fine. So you would still have internet, but you're saving money. So totally painless, except for the whole switching part. Also your phone bill, look at that. Also your trash. Can you go to a smaller trash can? Are you using all the space in your trash can? Can you get rid of your yard waste bin and just go to the dump twice a year? You're looking at things that would be easy to cut out and that wouldn't hurt to cut down on, and that can be a really great way to save money. Next up is only having fun when you're spending money. So I want to develop as many fun-having ways that are free. If your favorite pastime is going shopping and spending money, yikes, that can get really expensive. So that's a really expensive way to have fun. So how can we develop those free ways to have fun, like a game night potluck with our friends, or going on a walk or a hike, stuff like that. So developing those habits and those activities that you consider enjoyable, but that don't cost a dime. The other thing that I love to do is practice the piano, and the pianos weren't free, but it's not costing us any more money right now. So that is pretty much a free pastime. The next habit that could be keeping you poor is not learning new skills about how to fix it yourself. So no one comes out of the womb with all the DIY skills in the world. So that includes me and my husband. He kind of had a leg up because his dad works in construction, so he learned a ton from his dad. Super useful. But everything we don't know how to do, there's the YouTube Academy. You can learn so much on YouTube and save yourself so much money. So I have learned some great skills on YouTube, like how to change outlets, and I do lots of painting, and my husband can install flooring. As soon as you have to hire someone to take care of your house or fix things on your house or fix your appliances and all that stuff, it is so expensive because labor is so expensive. So if you can figure out how to do it yourself and fix it yourself, you can save yourself so much money. Of course, this is only true in most cases. So it's not actually cost effective to change your own oil in your car most of the time. So be sure to check the numbers once in a while to make sure you're actually saving yourself money. So if you are fixing a $30 blender and it takes you 5 hours, that means you're working for $6 an hour. And that is probably not worth it, assuming you actually fix the blender and maybe it's just shot and it's unfixable. So weigh those out when you are taking on a project, but most of the time it pays to figure it out yourself, and it might come up again and then you can use that skill again and it will be much faster. And the last habit that may be keeping you poor is stopping your education wherever your formal education stopped, like high school or college, however far you got. Money skills are not taught in the public schools, and I want to be part of that solution. But you get to take responsibility for teaching yourself more about money. So maybe you're not going to be like me and read all the money books, but maybe you read one a year. Maybe you learn about one thing a year. Maybe you watch a couple financial YouTube videos to learn some new skills, learn about your taxes, learn about rental properties, whatever it is. Don't forget that you need continuing money education. Now I'm opening the floor to you guys. Let me know what you thought, which money habit you want to start working on this year. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you found value here. And I hope to see you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.